All right, welcome to the Final Third Galaxy Podcast, Episode 5, where we high press on the news and the tactics of the club we love, the LA Galaxy. Today we're covering the latest Galaxy news, which includes the U17 World Cup and Academy players, player contract news, some general Galaxy news, and then a little Galaxy Best Goalkeeper Bracket Challenge. I'm Eric.
I'm Chris.
And welcome to Episode 6. Let's get right into it. So the U17 World Cup, we talked about it last episode. USA had their first game. And we played... Who do we play? We played...
Burkina Faso.
Where's Burkina Faso?
Pretty sure it's in Africa somewhere.
I don't know. I didn't look it up. So defender Enrique Martinez and midfielder Mateo Chacaris both subbed in, respectively, in the 79th minute and 85th minute of a 1-0 win to Burkina Faso. Should U17 team not be smashing Burkina Faso?
You would imagine.
I would imagine.
You would imagine that we could probably put a U7 American team out there and they'd smash Burkina Faso. Not. But a win's a win.
I don't know if they were saving people, because Kevon Sullivan also didn't start.
Yeah.
He came in the, what do I have? The 62nd minute, scored in the 79th. He was on for about 17 minutes. But at least both our boys played.
I like it.
Next game's Saturday, November 8th, 7 a.m. Got to wake up early for that, against Tajikistan. Got that one right this time. And then we play Tuesday against Czechia. Is that Czech Republic just said differently?
Yeah, well, the Czech Republic are moving away from the Czech Republic because you see this Czechia used a lot more now.
Okay, so that should be a good team then.
Yeah. And
then defender Colin Mullins, who I believe is a 15-year-old in Galaxy's Academy, started for Armenia, played the full game. They lost 1-0 to Cyprus in the Euro U17 qualification first stage.
Wow.
I don't know how that's going on at the same time as the U17 World Cup, but apparently it is.
Maybe Armenia isn't in it?
Armenia is definitely not in the World Cup.
Okay.
But it just seems weird. Maybe they're making them qualify, and if you're in the U17 World Cup, you automatically qualify.
I don't know. That's UEFA's problem.
I don't know, but there you go for U17 World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a couple more games, and you got a couple more opportunities to watch Enrique and Mateo play in those games. So last episode, let's get into some player contract news. We talked about what we thought the Galaxy contracts would be, or how we thought the Galaxy would sign, and we decided, they're not going to do anything until November 15th.
I think it was literally the day after we recorded that, and I text you and I go, the Galaxy made a bunch of moves.
So we were wrong, apparently.
Well, we were wrong about when they were made. We weren't wrong or far off about the probability of certain people being
So let's
retained.
take a look at what we had. Here's what we were working with. And so we can get rid of a couple people because a couple people are gone. So if we look at, I blew this up a little bit. Let's look at declined options first. We have Miguel Berry and Eric. Wow, it's the same name as me, and I messed it up.
Yeah, I know.
That's really bad. Eric Zavaleta.
You couldn't even spell his last name right.
Well, he's gone, right?
So we could just delete it. Just backspace all the way.
Okay.
There it is.
Sorry, it was a long day at work today. We're recording this right after work.
Yeah.
And so Miguel Berry, Eric Zavaleta gone. Let's see how we did. What did we say for Berry? We had 50-50.
50-50.
That's crazy. Actually, I think we argued he's kind of cheaper. $225. That's not a lot of money, and they used him frequently. So I think our thinking was, why are they using him all the time if he's not going to be in? So we were kind of 50-50. But bam, he's gone, baby.
Yep.
And then Zavaleta, what do you think we had him at?
I think below 50%. Yeah,
8%.
See,
okay.
all right.
So we were
pretty good on that one.
We did pretty good on that one. Okay, so likelihood to return 8% we had, and he is gone. So bam, he's out of here. Any thoughts on declining Miguel Berry and Eric Zavaleta, no longer on the LA Galaxy?
I was very scared that the Galaxy were gonna keep Miguel Berry.
I was too, because it would signal kind of like all clear, we're on cruise control, everything's okay. So I think getting rid of Miguel Berry at least puts them on the same page as us of like, Miguel Berry just wasn't good enough, and we're going to move on from him.
Well, and my thing was, especially if you look at the money, it's like, okay, we could get multiple forwards that add up to the price of what they were paying Christian Ramirez. And seeing Miguel Berry's number, it's like, oh man,
So
I was nervous.
One of the stories that I read all this year and then a little bit coming into next year is Galaxy don't have much wiggle room in terms of salary still, in terms of the cap, in terms of what they're going to be able to do in the offseason. I don't know what we expect them to do, but without people leaving, I don't know. So this gets us what, $400,000 dropping Berry and Zavaleta?
Yeah, a little.
I mean, it's a good chunk of change.
Like $425.
But I don't know what you're going to do with $400,000 to turn the team around. But I think these are good. I think these are the right decisions to not renew these people and to move on.
Yeah.
And although I think Berry and Zavaleta were both great guys, they seemed like real team players the entire time. I mean, Zavaleta barely played, and Berry didn't play that much this year, but they always seem like in a good attitude. That's not true of all players when they're not playing. So,
and in the 2024 champion season, Miguel Berry scored that with the nail of his big toe to make sure that we went the entire year without losing at home. Yeah. So he has that. He has a winner's medal.
I think Miguel Berry will probably land somewhere.
I wouldn't be surprised if
Zavaleta, I think, is done. I think Zavaleta, they mentioned, got his coach's licenses and is maybe moving on. Okay.
I would not be surprised if Miguel Berry number one, finds a new team. Number two, finds a way to score against the Galaxy.
That's true. Everyone does.
Everybody
if
that
Cabral can score against the Galaxy, then anyone can. Okay. Then we exercise the following contract options. So we exercise our options on John Nelson, Mauricio Cuevas, Tucker Lepley, and Gino Vivi. So Nelson, I mean, I'm pretty sure we got Nelson right. We had the likelihood of return at 100%.
Yes.
Man, we're good.
We are good.
That was an easy one. Cuevas, we had the likelihood of Cuevas returning at 90%. Okay. We thought, well, I'm still going to keep this at 90 because this was not us saying they weren't going to renew or exercise the contract. This is us thinking they might exercise the contract and then try to get something for him.
Well, this probability was, does he start the year or play the whole year for the LA Galaxy in the 2026 season?
So I'm going to keep that 90.
That's fine.
Tucker Lepley, we put that at 13%. And
we were off.
I don't know why we're keeping Tucker Lepley. I mean, he's at league minimum, obviously.
That could be why.
I mean, when the best thing you got to say about somebody is he's at league minimum, I don't know. But they're keeping Tucker Lepley. He is at 80,000. I imagine he's going to do much like he's done in the last 2 years, which is move between Ventura and Galaxy when he's needed. So they exercise his contract. And then Gino Vivi, who is...
He was on loan the whole year,
He was on loan the whole year to Saprissa. I think it was Saprissa. And we've seen him a couple times, but I mean, I haven't seen him play any games in an extended period of time, but Galaxy renew him at 104.
They must have seen something in his loan that they really like. They may have seen something that could indicate that he's going to be a player.
I mean, all these contract options that they renewed here, super cheap. I mean, what you're getting for him, Nelson at 275, who won awards on our show, won awards on official team awards. Cuevas, who won awards on our show. Cuevas also was chosen as
Humanitarian of the Year.
Humanitarian of the Year in the Galaxy and the Riot Squad's Player of the Year.
Riot Squad's Player of the Year,
Yeah.
yes.
So he won multiple awards at 150. Tucker Lepley at 80. You don't get cheaper than that. And Gino Vivi, if they have any hope in him doing anything, if he's showing anything, 104 is not bad to exercise that option. So here's an interesting one. They extended contracts for Christian Ramirez and Brady Scott. Let's look at Ramirez. We had the return likelihood at 50%. Well, he's returning. That's not a move that they're going to sign him and look to trade him, I don't think.
I said this when we looked at it first about how much we're paying everybody. I would love to see a full year of healthy Christian Ramirez and Ricky play together. I think, I'd like to think that maybe someone from the Galaxy was listening and said,
Oh,
yeah, let's give it a shot.
That's definitely what happened.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
So, I was not happy with Christian Ramirez this year in the very beginning. But again, I wasn't happy with any players in the very beginning. We had a terrible start.
Yeah.
And then he never got a chance again.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the season, he never got a chance. And we'll talk about that in a little bit of a story coming up because he kind of mentions a little bit of that. And then Brady Scott extended at 104, which is basically minimum. That's a goalkeeper. Right?
Yeah, Brady Scott's a goalkeeper.
Right. And I think we have like 4 goalkeepers now to
Who's the
contracts.
Because you have Scott.
Well, no,
Mishevic,
maybe it was
Mason-Kowski.
4 maybe when we had McCarthy. So now we have 3 on the
Now we have
senior
3.
team,
Okay.
essentially.
All right.
And then in discussion with Diego Fagundes, right? We saw this one, right?
Yeah.
We're like, would you keep Fagundes? Absolutely. Are you keeping Fagundes at 1.25 million?
Well, hold on.
I don't think
we
so.
said it's a 50-50 shot whether they keep him or not.
Yes.
So
That's whether they keep him, right? Because I wasn't sure if Fagundes is willing to come to the table. That's a big part, right? With this statement in the presser, they are negotiating. They're in discussion with re-signing Diego Fagundes. These are my notes. I assume that means they're negotiating a lower contract directly with him.
yeah, you would think that goes straight to the player.
So I think if we can get Diego Fagundes on a cheaper contract, absolutely.
Does Diego Fagundes want to play for a cheaper
Correct.
contract?
So-
That's the question.
So here's the strange part. Oh my Lord. I went through and looked at MLS has a roster page where it describes all the roster rules, the re-entry draft, the U22 initiative, the DPs. That it is horrendous. And I stopped reading because it bored me to death. But Diego Fagundes, if he doesn't sign with Galaxy, he enters the re-entry draft, I believe. That means any team can choose him from that point.
Isn't that just free agency?
There is no free agency in MLS because contracts are owned by you're signing contracts with the league, not the teams. So you enter the reentry draft. If Diego Fagundes is chosen in the reentry draft, they must do one of two things. They must give him a 15% pay raise over his previous contract, or I think it's $10,000 pay raise. So if he's taken in the first round of the reentry draft, they have to give him a pay raise.
Okay.
Then if he's not chosen, it goes to a second round. In the second round, this is where it gets even stranger. They have to make him a bona fide offer within 7 days. It can be cheaper than his previous contract, but it must be a bona fide offer, which the league has to sign off on. So someone at the league decides, is this a bona fide offer or not? That's what I believe the process is. I don't know. But that will be true, I think, of Galaxy trying to sign players too. So any free agent is a free agent with MLS. Galaxy has to grab them in the reentry drafts. And if they do so in the first round, they are agreeing to paying more than the previous contract. If they wait to the second round, they can negotiate this. Regardless, Diego Fagundes is not a Galaxy player right now. You got to believe they're trying to get him back. He seems... I just don't know what that number is. What is that number that Galaxy is looking? What would your number be? Where would you be happy if Diego Fagundes agrees to this amount? You'd be happy with it.
At the absolute most, it would be around like 750.
Yeah.
At the absolute most.
I think I'm right around the same area. If we can get him for like 5, even 4,
yeah. But
oh, that'd be amazing. I could go as high as 7, somewhere around there to keep him. And then the other one they're in discussion with is Nacimiento. Let's see what we had for. Well, do we want to change Fagundes' return likelihood? I still think it's 50-50.
No, it's still 50-50.
Okay.
That's still a good spot to keep it.
I think so too. So we had Nacimiento at 15% likelihood to return. They are rumored to be well, not rumored. They have said they are in talks with Botafogo to do something with Nacimiento. That might be another loan move. It might be a purchase option. Now, this is on the only place we found this was LA Galaxy Buzz Instagram account, who rumored $7 million release clause in his contract at Botafogo. But there's no way Botafogo's getting $7 million for Nacimiento.
He's not getting there.
So if they would probably settle for less than that. But again, I think he's a U22 initiative. So you could pay a transfer fee and it doesn't count against anything. Are you willing to pay any money to get Nacimiento back in a Galaxy jersey next year?
Am I making the decision?
Yes, you. I'm asking you.
No. Because looking at the roster, how it's constructed now, okay, with the people they brought back, people coming back from injury, things like that, there's enough Greg Vanney could do, or if I was in Greg Vanney's shoes, there's enough I could do with that roster where I don't need him. There's enough I can do because
here's the problem. Okay, let me play devil's advocate here because I understand that. Here's the other side that I see. Nacimiento, known entity in MLS now. So the Galaxy knows what they can get out of him.
Yes.
If they decide to go away from Nacimiento and spend, let's say, the same rough amount of money, maybe a little cheaper, maybe a little more, who knows, on another U22 striker from another, like, say, South American, Central American league. Unproven, much like Nacimiento was. Now you don't know what you're going to get out, but maybe you think the ceiling's a little higher. Are you willing to do that more than keep Nacimiento a known quantity?
No.
So what do you want to do at striker then? If you're not if Nacimiento's not returning and you need backup at that position, where would you go?
You have it.
With you would start Paintsel.
We'll start Paintsel at the 9.
Okay.
Christian Ramirez is another one. And then
I agree with you.
There it is.
But let's go another route then, because I don't think Galaxy does. I don't think Galaxy is going to start Paintsel as the 9 all the time. So let's assume Paintsel starts at the winger, okay? What do you do then? Now put your Galaxy hat on. Now you work for the Galaxy.
Yes.
Now do you sign Nacimiento as a known quantity, or do you roll the dice and try to get someone else?
If I bring Nacimiento back, it's in loan only.
Okay.
And then you could maybe find someone from Ventura. You could find someone that maybe someone didn't think, hey, I am still on the let's bring Joseph Martinez in if he doesn't get if the
have to let
San
go
Jose
of
option
to do that, which you're willing to do, I think.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
And I would make that trade but it does not look like the Galaxy want to do that.
All right. Putting your Galaxy hat on, we had this at 15%. I think I'm a little higher than that now with the release that they're attempting to negotiate with his owning club right now. Are you higher than 15% now?
Higher than 15, but it cannot get to 50.
Okay. I think I'm right around like the 40% mark right now.
I was about to say 30.
Okay, so let's go 35.
Okay.
Update that to 35 and we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But that looks like it's trending. Do they want to do something? I think that question is just what is Botafogo willing to do? I gotta believe we can get him for cheap because he can't be in their plans. But I don't know. We'll see.
I also don't know how Botafogo's roster is constructed.
Either do I. All right, so here's our current roster. We got 3 keepers, 10 defenders, 8 midfielders, and 4 forwards right now. For a total of, they say never do math live, but that's 18, 21, 25.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you're allowed 30. You're allowed 30, I believe. It's insane. 18 senior roster, like 4 homegrown, 3 U22s, depending if you have 3 DPs or 2 DPs. Then you can have a couple. It's insane. But we have to add some people. We let some people go, so it makes sense. Okay. But that's our current roster.
Can I just say that I listened to you talk about 17 different things dealing with roster and money moves and re-entry draft and all that stuff. The MLS wants to be taken as a serious league, correct?
I assume.
If you have someone who's looking at that from outside of it and go, why would I want to deal with
MLS
this?
has had this problem in the past, right? Where a seasoned coach who's, supposed to do well comes over here and just says things like, I can't even make a roster with these. First I have to understand all this. Mm-hmm. Then I have to attempt to make a roster with all these rules. And it's kind of foreign. It's a little insane. I think it needs to be drawn in a little. I understand where they're coming from in some respects, right? I understand you don't want spending to go crazy. You want slow growth because that's sustainable. You want teams to invest in younger players, so you have the U22 thing. But it's almost like I don't know. I come from the software world. It's like a Microsoft problem, right? They just keep adding things and then it just becomes this mess, right? Like, oh, let's add another thing. Hey, don't you want them to have more U.S. players? Yeah. Oh, let's make a new rule for U.S. players. Hey, don't you want them to have more invest in the academies? Yes. If they invest this in the academy, they get this now, and they just keep it's like accretion of rules that has gotten out of control and is now very, very, very difficult to understand. So I'm not going to try to understand it too much. I know right now going forward, as you all should know, the Galaxy are not in a great spot when it comes to their flexibility this offseason. In order to get that flexibility, they're going to have to do one of a couple things, which they might do, right? One is do not renew Diego Fagundes. It gives them some flexibility. Mm-hmm. Or you're moving you're probably Peck, right? Maybe you move Peck. Short of that, there's nothing else that is going to give you any significant amount of wiggle room. Yeah. You can say moving Aude could give you a little bit. I think he's at like 600,000. It could give you a little bit, but nothing to inject the team. And here's another question I have for you then, because there is 2 MLS philosophies I think that occur. LAFC employed the second of one this year. There is have your team ready to go game 1, or hold back a huge roster spot and play most of the season, find out what you need, and go spend a ton of money on a DP level player for the end of the season going into playoffs, which we have done in the past. Mm-hmm. The Galaxy has done that as well. What side of the coin are you on that? Would you prefer? I don't think the Galaxy has any wiggle room this year to mm-hmm. do anything like that. But let's say we sold Peck. Let's say we got an offer for Peck, and it's too good to turn.
Got it.
Okay, to turn away. Do you sell Peck and reinvest immediately, or do you sell Peck, let the team settle, and in the second transfer window in July, go and grab whatever it is you need, knowing you now have, you can go get a really, really good player in July. It is the off season for European leagues. All those guys that are out of contract there's some good players in there. Which would you do, or what would you prefer the Galaxy did in that case?
I do like the thought of evaluating, figuring out what's needed, and let's do business in July. Okay. Coming from you and I are both very, very well versed in European soccer, especially the English league. And we have talks all the time of, our respective teams saying, hey, if we can go get so-and-so in January, if we can get something in January, it would be a very good bump. And a lot of times, some of the best signings happen in January.
The problem with the way MLS does it is Europe has that January transfer window where everyone's trying to do that last bit of business, but they all have room. MLS, you have to pre-plan your second transfer window. You have to say, we're not investing now to invest in that second transfer window.
Yeah. But it also comes down to how everything is constructed in the MLS versus how it's constructed in the European leagues. The number of restrictions it's
out of control.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I look at some of the signings that have been made in January, especially by teams that I support, and some of the best players have come over mid-season.
Oh yeah, I mean Arsenal had seasons where they literally overhauled their entire roster in January at one point.
Well, as a Manchester United fan, one of the greatest center backs in Premier League history was bought in January in Nemanja Vidic.
Mm-hmm.
So you look at that and you go, sometimes you look and you say, our team needs this. There's business to be done in the middle of the year, and we have the flexibility to do it because the rules do not restrict us from doing it. The MLS rules restrict clubs from doing this, and it's just there are too many.
Too many rules.
Too many. And like you said, I understand if you want the younger quote unquote homegrown talent, that's fine. Make it so that within the 30 or the 26 or however many roster spots, 4 of them have to go to under 22,
which they do,
and things like that. You can do little things.
Yeah, it's restrictive. I mean, so at this point, you're going to see the Galaxy do one of two things. They are going to move Fagundes, not re-sign him, or move a bigger piece, which I don't see them doing either of those. If I was a betting man, I would say Fagundes returns at a lower contract. Peck, Paintsel, Puig are all there next year. That gives you no room, so you'll see tiny little changes, and you'll see more emphasis put on Harbor Miller, Cuevas giving more minutes. So I don't think we're going to see a significant change.
So then we're talking roster is going to be done, ready to go day one, and everything. At least in terms of what we just talked about in terms of the lack of wiggle room.
Yes. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. If I was a betting man, that's what I'd say.
Well, now let's talk about that for a hot second. Based on how Harbor Miller finished the year, based on how Cuevas was doing, the emergence of Elijah Winder, I'm kind of okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that, except for one giant, huge problem. Center back.
Yes.
If Harbor Miller was a center back or Elijah Winder was a center back, we'd be like, okay, yeah, give the reins to Harbor Miller. But we have to do, for me to feel comfortable as a fan of this team, we have to do some business at center back that I'm comfortable with because we're not in a good spot. So speaking about, we have a couple news stories here. So speaking about, we have this news story here, Ricky Puig, Soccer America. And I got a couple of quotes here that kind of give weight to the fact that they're not going to change too much. So here's Greg Vanney via Soccer America on Ricky Puig's return to the team in training. He says, quote, "You can already sense a different momentum in the group in training and things like that. And you can already sense a different momentum in the group and a different way of how he impacts the game." And then follows that up by saying, Ricky plays such a big part in that because he's such a unique player in how he impacts the game. And we have to go forward with the mindset of Ricky as being a focal point, which we didn't have this year. When I read those two comments, that reads to me that Galaxy Brass is basically saying, like, if we had Ricky, it'd be different. Like, just everyone relax. He's a game changer. He's a unique player, which we did not have this year.
Tell me something I don't know.
I know, but I'm just saying that speaks what I'm saying to the fact that I don't think the Galaxy are going to make any big moves because I think they're kind of happy with, like you said, with the Winder, the Millers, the Cuevas. Then we add Ricky back in. But please get a center back. Please, please, please get a center back. Will Kuntz says in the same article, he wanted to play, this is Ricky, he wanted to play in the season finale against Minnesota, which is great, but it's our problem to manage. So I like that, though. Ricky wanted to play. And I also like the Galaxy saying, you're not going to play. He should not be playing. Because if you read some of these articles, he's in training, but has done no live defending, so no tackling. He's just on the ball. He's playing that joker role in training where he's just part of the possessing team the whole time. So you don't want to throw him out there. So it's a good move. But it's also nice to hear Ricky wanted to play. Of course Ricky wanted to play. But to take it to the level of telling the team, like, put me in. I want to play. That's good. The Los Angeles Daily News had another article here involving Ricky Puig and Christian Ramirez. So here's another quote from Greg Vanney concerning Ricky. I'll highlight it for you here as I read it. He's a phenomenal soccer player. I mean, just the second he gets on the field, the passes that he hits, the things that he sees, how he uses everybody around the field, it's just so different. It's so different than anything that we had going this year in the midfield. It's unique. So again, this speaks to me of Vanney saying, if we had him, it would have been 100% completely different.
We know.
But it is, yeah, it's hard. It was a hard year, man, to get through. So, yeah, you know this, but that doesn't make me feel any better from having a season ticket and watching us lose every game. It was a bit. This is Christian Ramirez. So what happened to Christian Ramirez this year? It was a bit frustrating early on. I think I got a good run of games when we were battling through injuries. Somehow I still found some goals in there. When the team did find some rhythm and I was healthy, I didn't get a run, but sometimes that's football. So that's Christian Ramirez saying I was part of that early problem, but we had injuries. So I didn't really get a run with the first team. Then it sounds like he got hurt, which I know he did at some point. And then the next quote is he tried to come back a little too early maybe and re-injured himself. And then when he was perfectly healthy, as we've talked about in previous episodes, they went on they did pretty well in the last like 15, 16, 17 games. So then they're doing well. And now we can't find the field because Nacimiento became healthy and he was the go-to guy. So now he can't get time. I mean, I guess this is the story, the Christian Ramirez story, right? Because they renewed him. So this they must be okay with this. This is how it went down. Christian Ramirez was healthy at the beginning of the year, didn't get a good run, then he got hurt, and then just couldn't find his way back in the team because they were doing well. But then why was Barry getting on the field sometimes? Right?
That's a very good question.
So you release Barry. Christian Ramirez is healthy. And at the end of the year, Barry was making appearances in the last 5-10 minutes of games, and Christian Ramirez was warming up on the sideline. So that's weird. It might be a little bit of discontinuity between, let's say, Greg Vanney and Will Kuntz, who makes the roster decisions, and Greg Vanney, who does the coaching. I don't know. I can't understand why Barry stepped on the field at all if Christian Ramirez was healthy and they were thinking about re-signing him. They had to, this was not a last-minute decision. They knew they were going to re-sign Christian Ramirez at some point. They knew they were going to let go of Barry at some point. And then they continued to play Barry over Christian Ramirez. Can you help me make sense of that?
There are a lot of decisions Greg Vanney has made that I can't make sense of myself.
Well, like I said, but maybe Greg Vanney did want Barry over. Okay, I will say this: Christian Ramirez is 6'4", I believe.
Okay.
I think Barry is 6'4". They're roughly the same height. Barry is much better in the air defending, I believe, than Christian Ramirez. When Barry's in, I do respect his defending set pieces. And I was really frustrated with Christian Ramirez's ability to do anything with back to goal in that first run of games. I feel like you're 6'4". I mean, you should be able to hold the guy off. You should be able to flick those headers on. You should be winning balls in the air. And I feel like he wasn't. Granted, I don't think Barry does either with back to goal. But I guess Barry was just going in because he's good in the air.
That first round of games, you look at it, and it's so. I mean, we can speculate all we want. We could speculate because Peck wasn't playing very well, and I think you looked at some of the things he was doing. You're like, oh, he's trying to not only play his position but make up for Ricky.
Yeah,
Christian Ramirez gets the ball, and he realizes that, maybe that he's got to maybe try something a little bit. Number one, to show that he can be the guy to score the goals, but also because Ricky's not on the field.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy.
I think it's going to be very interesting at the beginning of this year. Is Christian Ramirez our starting forward in game one?
I don't know. I because thinking about that, about all the times that Barry got, like we just talked about, Barry getting on the field over Christian Ramirez. Well, now there's no Barry.
Yeah.
Then
okay. Well, we won't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Okay, we do have some other news here, but we're gonna skip past it. You can see in the show notes. There's 15 best MLS players of all time. They're not. Some of them are Galaxy, some of them aren't. So I'm not gonna get into it, but. Our next thing we have is let's do a little Galaxy goalkeeper bracket, shall we?
I like this.
All right.
I like this. Yeah, so we came up with this idea because obviously with it being the off season, it's very easy to run through a lot of the news. So we thought it would be really cool to kind of create some of our all-time best Galaxy players and potentially our greatest Galaxy lineup ever.
Okay.
So we thought, well, let's start at the back. Let's start the man between the pipes. And so we have 16 Galaxy goalkeepers, some current, a lot of them who have played and are retired. Some are still playing, but these are all guys that have donned the goalkeeper shirt for the Los Angeles Galaxy.
What happens if we don't agree?
That is difficult because yes, it is a two-man show. Flip a coin.
We're gonna have to battle it out.
We're gonna
We get a new camera in here. We're gonna wrestle it. All right. Let's go ahead and let's start. So our first round of 16, we're just gonna go through and pick the winner between each of these. So first up, our current goalkeeper, Mitrovic, versus the legend El Gato Kevin Hartman, who's his goalkeeper coach.
Who is now his goalkeeper coach. Well, they say those who can't do teach. I highly disagree with that because
we teach.
We teach. But also, if you're good enough to teach it to someone, you are probably a heck of a lot better than they are.
Maybe.
It's
also that's not always true. Someone coached Kevin Hartman.
Yeah.
I mean, someone coached the best goalkeeper in the world, and they're not as good as him.
Probably better.
And someone...
But you know what? It's hard to agree, or it's hard to disagree with Kevin Hartman's resume while he was in a Galaxy shirt.
Okay.
That's tough.
So Kevin Hartman moves on over Mitrovic. If you are listening, we have a little bracket. We have a visual bracket here, so maybe watch on YouTube or Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up. We have Dan Kennedy versus John McCarthy.
Ooh.
Dan Kennedy started out as Chivas USA's goalkeeper.
He did.
And then how many years did he play for Galaxy? Was it was like 3, 4?
I think I saw in my research it was about 3 or 4.
Okay.
McCarthy had 1 in change.
Mm-hmm.
McCarthy came in, won his first year.
Got an MLS Cup for
He
Galaxy.
did.
So who do you go with?
Oh, man. 'Cause I'm pretty sure Dan Kennedy was on at least one winning team, maybe two.
I don't know, actually.
Okay.
We'd have to look that
We
up.
would have to look that up.
Let's see. Dan Kennedy.
That's not him.
That's not Dan Kennedy. That's the wrong Dan Kennedy. First, he played for Galaxy for 1 year.
Only one? Wow.
What?
Then he definitely did not win.
And he had 3 appearances.
Wow.
So I guess he was at Chivas USA most of the time.
I'm going to go with John McCarthy then.
Well, that's an easy decision, isn't it? John McCarthy.
John McCarthy is
the winner.
He has a winner's medal.
He has an MLS Cup.
Yeah.
All right, here's a tough one. Jaime Pinedo or Joe Cannon? That's a tough one.
That is.
Jaime Pinedo was part of some pretty good teams. Joe Cannon was part of some pretty good teams.
Mm-hmm. I think, for me personally, I really loved watching Jaime Pinedo play because he had that he had that South American flair.
Yeah.
He had that. It was, and granted, all these players at times, all these keepers at times, you could look at and be like, man, they could save pretty much anything. Jaime Pinedo did it with a little flair that
they're a little bit different, right? Jaime Pinedo, a little bit more flair, a little bit of a better player, more skill.
Yes.
Joe Cannon, more strength, brute force. So it sounds like you're going with Jaime Pinedo.
I am going to go with Jaime Pinedo.
Because so am I.
Okay.
We've agreed so far.
Yeah.
That's good. Next up, Jonathan Bond or Donovan Ricketts? Ooh.
I'll let you take the floor for the first time.
I wasn't a huge fan of Bond. He was okay. He did well. Donovan Ricketts, I thought, did really well for us. He had 2 stints. He came back one time. We'll talk about the first stint. He did really well. I think when Donovan Ricketts left, we struggled pretty heavily after he left that goalkeeper position. I think that's when we went through the Saunders and then someone else who's on here probably, the Rowe era.
Yeah.
So I think him leaving was pretty big. I think he was a beast for us. I think better than Jonathan Bond. Jonathan Bond was good, but he wasn't on a great team. I would go with Donovan Ricketts. I know you like Jonathan Bond.
I do. Mm-hmm. And I am going to agree with you taking Ricketts over Bond.
Okay. I thought you were going to disagree with me.
No. What I am going to say was I would have loved to see Jonathan Bond play maybe in the 2024 team.
Yeah. I mean, some of these players have the privilege of playing with Beckham, Keane, and Donovan.
Well, just
winning
just
3 out of 4.
Yeah, in teams that were even teams that didn't win the MLS Cup, but were still a lot better than some of the teams he played on. Yeah, at times you feel bad because you look at some of the games and some of those games where it could have been right. You lose 1-0, but it could have been like a 6-0 loss.
Yeah.
Or you get a draw out of it because he makes a big save, or a win because he makes a big save.
It's definitely true.
And you can say that about everybody on this list, but he was in goal in a stint that was very roller coaster-y, but more down than up. So, but yes, I am going with Donovan Ricketts because you look at
good.
You look at the
We
resume
agreed.
and it's crazy.
Okay, so we got Matt Reese versus Steve Cronin.
This one we may have. Well, I think with these two, they played at a time where it was so easy to choose the number 1 that they were almost perennial number 2 picks. Because Matt Reese.
Well, Matt Reese was the starting goalkeeper.
Yeah, and I'm with you, but Matt Reese over when he was playing with Kevin Hartman, that's an easy choice.
I think Matt Reese actually eventually left the Galaxy too because he lost his starting spot to go to New England. But Matt Reese was in the national team pitcher for that, those Gold Cup, that B team. Steve Cronin was good. Who do you go with?
I think in a Galaxy shirt, I would put Matt Reese over Steve Cronin.
We're agreeing on everything so far.
That's a good one.
I liked Matt Reese.
Mm-hmm.
This is an interesting one. We have Carlo Cudicini versus Josh Saunders. Cudicini, I thought, was borderline terrible when he played for the Galaxy. I don't know what happened to Cudicini. He lost his starting job over in Europe, and then we got him, and people were kind of hyped a little bit, like, oh my gosh, we got Cudicini. And then he came over here and just was an absolute donkey on crosses and stuff. I don't know what he was doing. Josh Saunders was like a firework, right?
Yeah.
He came on the scene, was pretty good. Then he had a couple bad games, and then he had some personal issues he had to deal with as well.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's an easy one. I know who I would take at their time for the Galaxy.
Yeah, well, Cudicini had that horrific head injury when he was at Chelsea,
And that just derailed his career, you think?
I think that had a good deal with it.
Yeah.
He may have come over and was like, him being Italian, very nice weather and everything. He thought it was partial retirement.
Well, it wasn't.
No.
Short-lived.
Short-lived.
So you go with Josh Saunders.
I would go with Josh Saunders.
Me too. All right. David Bingham or Brian Rowe. I know who I'd go with right away, but we got David Bingham from San Jose, and he was kind of a big deal. He lost his position at San Jose too, kind of fell out of favor. Then we got him. And then Brian Rowe was one of those areas where we were trying this homegrown goalkeeper thing after Ricketts, and we went through Saunders and then Rowe. And then Rowe moved to another team too after a bit.
Well, because Brian Rowe became the first choice after Jaime Pinedo left.
Oh, is that what it was? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and Bingham.
Well, I think Brian Rowe had some good years, really, like some good games. I don't know if I can say the same for David Bingham. He was kind of like so hot, cold, man. Like he was always iffy in the back for me. I was always nervous when David Bingham was a goalkeeper.
I was mostly nervous when Bingham had the ball at his feet.
Yeah.
In terms of shot stopping,
yeah, he's a not bad shot stopper.
I didn't feel.
I think
too
Rowe's
nervous.
a pretty good shot stopper
Yes.
too, and Rowe's really good with his feet.
Yes, that's the big difference. Bingham also kind of caught part of that, super down, that weird, that Kurt Arnolfo year.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah.
That time.
There's some weird times.
Yeah. But out of the two of them, if I was putting a Galaxy team on the field and those were my two choices, Brian Rowe goes in goal for me.
Okay, we got one more, and we might disagree on this one, but probably not. We have David Kramer. David Kramer versus Jorge Campos.
Well, no. Let me just say that this may not be the last time we see Jorge Campos on one of these brackets.
As the forward, too?
As the forward, also.
He had a bit of flair, a little bit of spice, and he played multiple positions.
Well, considering his nickname, number one,
which is
El Payaso, the clown, because of look at his vibrant goalkeeper jerseys that he designed, by the way. He designed his own keeper jerseys.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
so you're going with David Kramer?
David Kramer sounds like the guy that would be like running the car wash down the street.
We're going with Jorge Campos.
Jorge Campos.
Easy one. Okay. So we're into our quarterfinals, and things are going to get much tougher here.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterfinal number one, we have Kevin Hartman versus John McCarthy.
Two MLS winning goalkeepers.
Right.
Very similar in terms of like when they were playing, their build and stature and everything.
Yeah. I like, and we don't have a lot of this anymore, which is we brought up in previous podcasts. I have a little bit of problem with, but Kevin Hartman's drive, competitiveness, and tenacity. Man, it'd be great to have him in goal, yelling at people and doing those things. So for me, it's Kevin Hartman all day. I don't know who would choose John McCarthy over Kevin Hartman when it was Galaxy.
No, in a Galaxy shirt.
Yeah,
it's got to go Kevin Hartman all day.
All right, here's a tough one. Jaime Pinedo or Donovan Ricketts in the next quarterfinal. Both great goalkeepers. Both had pretty good teams, good runs. Very different players. Donovan Ricketts is like I don't know, like 9 feet tall. And Jaime Pinedo is not.
Is not
He's a
that
little bit
tall.
of a soccer player turned goalkeeper. Great with his feet. Donovan Ricketts, not so great. This is a tough one because I love both these guys. I was so sad when Jaime Pinedo left because, and kind of the way it happened too was a little weird, but man, I mean, I don't know. Who do you go with?
Well, my first game as this season ticket holder, Jaime Pinedo was in goal. And that year, I thought with him in goal and the team that was there and Landon Donovan came back, I thought, man, we could, am I going to see a title in my first year? I thought that Jaime Pinedo was in goal. But you know what? I'm picking Donovan Ricketts just for the pure and simple fact is if I were a player and I was going in on goal and I had to face Donovan Ricketts over Jaime Pinedo, Donovan Ricketts would like legitimately scare me.
Yes, he would.
Because I could look at him and he would run through you.
That's very interesting. I thought we were going to disagree because I would also go with Donovan Ricketts. It's very close, but
it is. But for the pure and simple fact that if I were a forward and I had to go up and challenge something against Donovan Ricketts, I may think twice. I may make a business decision and go, I'm going to hold off. Rather than if I look at Jaime Pinedo, I go, I might be able to, I can nick one in.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
all right, Matt Reese versus Josh Saunders. Is this just like a no-brainer? It is for me.
Going back to what I said about Donovan Ricketts about being scary, they're both scary in their own rights.
For different reasons.
For different reasons.
Yeah.
For different reasons, yes. I think I got to go Josh Saunders.
Ooh, I would go Matt Reese.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many games did Matt Reese? I feel like he played quite a few games for Galaxy.
Oh, he went to UCLA. Why would you choose him?
39 appearances over 4 years for the Galaxy. So he played quite a few games. Josh Saunders. I don't know if we're going to find Josh Saunders.
I wonder if you put Josh Saunders LA Galaxy. There you go.
Okay. For LA Galaxy.
Oh, well, dude, that's a no-brainer
53.
taking Josh Saunders. Josh Saunders went to Cal State Fullerton. Go Titans. Yeah, no. Josh Saunders all the way.
Wow,
for the pure and simple fact.
So what do we do? What do we do? I don't know what we do.
Well, let's see. So Josh Saunders made more appearances for the Galaxy let's see, did he in title winning year? He was there for 2 titles.
Was he the
11 and
goalkeeper
12
for 2 titles?
11 and 12, right?
11 and 12, he was the goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
And he has 2 MLS Cups in 11 and 12.
And I don't think Matt Reese has that on his resume.
Okay, fine. Take your Josh Saunders.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that about him, actually.
Dad, that one's for you.
All
I'm
right.
standing up for Cal State Fullerton.
Final quarterfinal is Brian Rowe versus Jorge Campos. Okay, we're just going to say Campos and move on.
I mean, there's no argument needed.
All right, we're in the semifinals.
Wow.
All right. We got obviously 4 good goalkeepers here. We have Kevin Hartman versus Donovan Ricketts in one semifinal and Josh Saunders versus Jorge Campos in the other semifinal. So first, Kevin Hartman versus Donovan Ricketts. It's a tough one. With these, I just feel like I just go with my gut. I mean, obviously, if you had either one of these keepers, you're good, man. So I would just, I go with my gut, and my gut says Kevin Hartman. It might be biased because he's like so associated with the Galaxy still. He's still at all the signings. He's still a coach. He's still Galaxy through and through. He's always been Galaxy through and through. Donovan Ricketts traveled, changed teams. He's not around anymore. That might be a little bit biased, but I just think Kevin Hartman is one of the goalkeepers in Galaxy's history. And even though Donovan Ricketts was amazing, I would go Kevin Hartman. What about you?
Well, all four of these guys, obviously, other than maybe Jorge Campos didn't win with the Galaxy. He may be the only one out of these three who hasn't won with them. But I think if you're looking at all-time team, Kevin Hartman is the guy over Donovan Ricketts, who was also on very good teams with Galaxy. Forget, yes, Kevin Hartman, like you said, Galaxy through and through, still around, all that stuff. Even if you take that away and you just look at his playing time with them, I don't want to say it's a no-brainer, but it's a very easy decision.
I think so too. All right. Second semifinal, we have Josh Saunders versus Jorge Campos.
Like I just said, Josh Saunders
He has two MLS
He
Cups.
has two MLS Cups. To Jaime Pinedo's or to Jorge Campos' 0.
But how many finals was Campos in that they lost to DC United in the first couple of years? Like every single one.
So many. Jorge Campos is just so fun to watch.
You have to go with Jorge Campos over Josh Saunders. You have to. If you were building a team right now and you had both those players to choose from, you're telling me you would choose Josh Saunders over Jorge Campos? I think Josh Saunders was a little bit part of, benefited from the team in front of him.
Absolutely.
And I think Jorge Campos would shine on any team.
That is a very, very good point. And I think it's even more impressive when you look at Jorge Campos' stature and go, you are one of the best.
Probably wouldn't even get a look anymore.
Probably not.
Yeah,
no,
right?
1,000%.
Yeah.
I don't think if Jorge Campos stepped on and said, yeah, I'm a goalie, they'd look at him and go, no.
Nick Raimondo might have been the last one to do something like that.
In terms of stature-wise, maybe, yes. Because now we think of a goalkeeper as just this big presence of 6'5",
Mm-hmm.
can move like, reflexes like a cat.
Like
Shout
El
out to-
Gato?
Like El Gato.
So you're going to go with Jorge Campos then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Me too. Don't worry. There's a third place match.
There is a third place match.
Okay. But let's hit straight. Well, let's do third place then, right?
Third place.
Like a traditional tournament here. Third place match, we have Donovan Ricketts versus Josh Saunders. I'm scared what you're going to say because I think, I don't know if you're going to disagree. Josh Saunders versus Donovan Ricketts.
This might be tougher than the championship one because these two guys. We saw Josh. Can you pull up Donovan Ricketts?
Yeah,
real
I'm going to
quick?
pull up Donovan Ricketts. Jamaican footballer. Okay, Donovan Ricketts, 70 appearances for Galaxy. The first go around, 11 the second. 2009 to 2011.
So they were both on that 11. They were both on that 2011 team.
He was MLS Goalkeeper of the Year in 2010 while he played for the Galaxy. Two-time best 11. And he's got the 2011 MLS Cup. So they were both on the 2011 team.
2011 team.
I don't know how we're going to find anything out besides that. I think that's
Yeah.
enough information. Let's look back at Josh Saunders here. This tracks with what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, he's two-time Goalkeeper of the Year in MLS.
Yeah, and I was thinking for the pure and simple fact of back-to-back titles. Now, the only thing I would say is who started that 2011 final. I'm pretty sure it was Josh Saunders started that 2011 final.
I don't know. Why would you? I don't know. Why would you assume that? I mean, I'm clicking on all these years. There we go. Okay. Let's see if we have.
We have a lineup. There it is.
Josh Saunders started over Donovan Ricketts.
Okay.
That's interesting.
There it is.
You know what it's not? Landon Donovan being man of the match.
We're
so
on
you-
goalkeepers right now.
I know. You think Josh? Hey, maybe Donovan could have been a goalkeeper.
Oh, please no.
You're gonna go with Josh Saunders then?
Yes, I'm going with
Okay.
Josh Saunders.
Man, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna agree with you just based upon the evidence now. I think I would have chose Donovan Ricketts before this. I'm gonna have to go look at some Josh Saunders tape or something. Okay, that leaves just the final left, where we have Kevin Hartman versus Jorge Campos. Now, keep in mind, you're going to choose a winner, but the second place is still the second place goalkeeper.
And I think if you ask any Galaxy, anybody who knows anything about the Galaxy, name me 2 goalkeepers in LA Galaxy history, these are the 2 that they name.
I agree. I want to hear your answer first.
It's so difficult because, again, we talked about, yes, Jorge Campos didn't win, but he could fit in anywhere. And that goes out the window because Kevin Hartman could also fit in to any team that is fielded.
Of course, Kevin Hartman, he's got the CONCACAF Champions Cup, 2 U.S. Open Cups, 2 MLS Cups, 2 Supporter Shield, and he was MLS Goalkeeper of the Year in 99 and MLS Best 11 in 99. Gosh. Now, they come from different eras. So
Slightly, though, because the Jorge Campos era led into the Kevin Hartman era.
So with Galaxy, he was with Chicago Fire. I don't know what that means.
He won the MLS Cup with Chicago.
Yeah. So he didn't win he never won anything with Galaxy.
No.
And MLS All-Star 3 years in a row, Defender of the Year for LA Galaxy. It's very similar. They both have awards. They both have things. Now, Hartman has some titles that Jorge Campos doesn't have. But I'm going to make you answer first.
Okay. In my team, if I'm making the all-time Galaxy roster, Kevin Hartman starts in goal.
Whoo, thank God. I did not want to argue about the final. That would have been weird.
No, and I think it pure and simple, it comes down to he has 2002 and 2005. He has the winners' medals. But
so according to us, the TFT Galaxy podcast, the top 3 goalkeepers of all time for LA Galaxy are Kevin Hartman, Jorge Campos, and Josh Saunders. Not a bad group with Donovan Ricketts just on the outside.
I like that list.
I like that list. It's a good list. All right. Well, that was fun. We'll do the same for defenders and midfielders and forwards at some point when there's low news cycles. But keep in mind, we have those U17 games coming up on Saturday and Tuesday. Keep an eye out for those. You got to get up early. And thanks for watching, as always.
Well, and real quick,
yeah.
A week from Saturday is the LA Galaxy and Club America game.
Yeah. Well, next week we'll kind of preview that a little bit. So we'll have a show next week as well. But yeah, thanks for watching as always. And we hope you had a good time, and we'll see you around.
See you guys.